District, Kosi Pattaya Wong Amati, Thai AirAsia, Minor International Public Company Limited, Anantara Chiang Mai Resort, NH Bangkok Sukhumvit Boulevard,
ยังไงอ่ะ
Riverside Spa Resort Chiang Mai, Chandler, Peony, Banana IT, Studio 7, Montian Riverside Hotel Bangkok, Chatrium Grand Bangkok, Holiday Inn Pattaya.
They didn't like Miss International 2025 because she was black. That wasn't it. It was because she was transgender. But actually, it was because she was black transgender. Anyway, I'm gonna believe this. I know everybody's seen the clip of Miss International Queen 2025, where all of the contestants are celebrating the loser, the second place from San Francisco to Atlanta. Two of my worst experiences were with gay white people. The first being a lesbian woman who adopted black kids, very liberal, very progressive, right? Very wealthy. She was very racist. And that's the story time for another time. She was a principal at a school and I was a teacher, and they were very racist, her and her co-defendant. The other person was my neighbor, who was a young college student at Emory, white boy, super duper racist. And I couldn't understand it because I'm coming from San Francisco. And although San Francisco is subtly racist, you know, that progressive leftist thing, but here in Atlanta, they have two separate pride weekends. They have a black pride and a white pride. So that's a whole other conversation in itself. 2 or 3 other conversations in itself. Yes, it was because she was black, because she was transgender black, and they all transgender. The whole thing is they look good as fuck. Anyway, Washington with her stepfather and mom. Her mom was a fashion designer, was very involved in her life, which inspired Midori to go into fashion. Gowns were fabulous on the clips that I saw. Midori later on in life comes out as gay. Ding, 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 ding. Oh.
I think the audience said it for itself. Throughout this competition, to say the least, I've been bullied. I have been told that I look like a man. I have been pushed. I have been thrown rocks at. And, well, it's a bit of a shock to see what's happened. This is it is what it is, and we have to move forward. But I am a human being with feelings, and this year, it was beyond beauty.
Yeah. How do you feel about the reception of the audience, your co-contestants?
That filled my whole heart, because what I guess the organization, or maybe it's because I don't have a franchise, but what they couldn't see, the audience saw. And at least that made me feel good.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And what are your sentiments about the new winner?
I think the organization is going to have a lot of work to do, and if that's what they choose, but I'm so confused because this was beyond beauty.
Okay. And what about a message to everyone who supported you until you reached
Thank you so much. Never give up on your dreams. And sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt me.
Result.
Congratulations. What were you thinking when it was just the two of you, Miss USA and the final? What's going through your mind?
Throughout the organization, throughout our stay here, I was bullied every single day by those two. I was hurt, I was pushed around, and literal rocks were thrown at me. When it was just us three, I didn't know what to expect, but at least I had hope. The organization knew about this. And maybe it's because I don't have a franchise. Maybe it's because, I don't know. But the reaction from my sisters really told a story that was happening backstage. And though it may seem different, I think it's important to tell your truth and tell your story regardless of the situation, because there's somebody out there going through the same thing that I am right now. So never give up on your dreams, and don't let bullies affect you. Don't let bullies hurt you. Speak out, because somebody out there needs to hear this too.
Congratulations.
Chiang Mai Provincial Office of Tourism and Sports, Ministry of Tourism and Sports, MC of the F District, Kosi Pattaya Wong Amati, Thai AirAsia, Minor International Public Company Limited, Anantara Chiang Mai Resort, NH Bangkok Sukhumvit Boulevard, Kapilana Riverside Spa Resort Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai
many people upset about Miss International Queen USA, but let's be very, very real. Let's be very real. Pageants are about talent, grace, and presence. Okay? And guess who had all of that? Midori Monet had all of that. All of that. Instead of tearing her down, let's celebrate the process. A win for her is a win for us, and that's Waterman. No, I really don't know, because a win for her is a win for all of us. It breaks stereotypes, stigmas, and that's where they mad. It could make some people feel very uncomfortable, especially when they have a different vision of what the win is supposed to look like. But baby, the crown ain't coming off. It fits just perfect. Congratulations to you, boo-boo.
True beauty to me is authenticity. Majority of my life growing up, I've been told I was too much, too dark, too loud, too bold, too feminine. But eventually I learned to love myself exactly how I am, and I encourage and implore the rest of the world to understand there's only one you. So be the best you that you can be, because true beauty is loving yourself, staying true to yourself, and being full of authenticity. Kapunka.
So Miss Cuba is the one with the trophy who got second place, and all the contestants are loving on her. Yet Miss USA is the one who won the crown, and Miss Malaysia showing her love.
Mind you, the person that they're jumping and cheering for did not win. The real winner is over here, and they totally excluded her.
Ministry of Tourism and Sports, MC of the F District, Kosi Pachiawan Amati, Thai Air Asia, Miter International Public Company Limited.
Now, this happened at the Miss International Queen Beauty Pageant. If you don't know, it is the largest beauty pageant for transgender women. It's held every year in Thailand, which totally makes sense because Thailand is very LGBTQ plus friendly. And the winner this year was Miss USA. Her name is Midori Monet. The first runner-up was Miss Cuba, and the second runner-up was Miss Vietnam. And a lot of people feel like Miss Cuba was acting like a sore loser.
Throughout this competition, to say the least, I've been bullied. I have been told I look like a man. I have been pushed. I have been thrown rocks at. And, well, it's a bit of a shock to see what's happened. This is very... It is what it is, and we have to move forward.
And what are your sentiments about the new winner?
I think the organization is going to have a lot of work to do, and if that's what they choose, but I'm so confused because this was beyond beauty.
She is such a sore loser, and she was not the only person getting bullied. Midori got bullied too. Like, was Miss Cuba expecting to win out of pity? I am so confused, and it is frying me how she is so stone-faced right here, whereas Miss Vietnam is all smiles and has no problem being graceful and congratulating Miss USA. And while I do understand she was frustrated and let down in the moment, right? If you don't clap for others, it'll never be your turn. And I'm still trying to figure out what this was all about, because why did only one person initially come up to congratulate Miss USA? And then when some of the contestants did start walking over to speak to Miss USA, the energy was still not the same. It wasn't as pumped and excited as what they gave Miss Cuba. But it's okay. We are gonna rock with Miss Malaysia because Miss Malaysia is rocking with us. She had no problem coming up to congratulate Miss USA, who deserved her win. She was well-spoken and so poised, which is exactly why Miss USA took home the crown. Meanwhile, all those other better buddies could do were frown.
Oftentimes, society puts us in a box defining what true beauty is. For most of us, we don't check out any of those boxes. For me, beyond beauty is when I choose to believe in myself, when I choose to accept myself, when I choose to love myself. For me, it's very important to foster importance in accepting ourselves, in being able to see and love that image that we have in the mirror. That is true beauty for me.
Thank you, Cuba.
What has been your biggest failure? And what has been the biggest learning experience from that?
Last year, I wanted to be a beauty queen, and I let other standards of beauty affect me. I put on a wig, I had my long hair, I covered my tattoos, but I didn't feel like me. Now, I accept myself, I love myself, and I respect myself. That is why I'm here with my own hair, showing you my heart, showing you my tattoos, showing you my skin.
My biggest failure in this life is being way too hard on myself. For all my life, I've strived to push for perfection, but perfection is something that does not exist. I have had to learn over time that it is okay to be exactly who you are. Not everything is perfect in this life. There are some things that you don't love, but with time and acceptance, you can always learn to love. That is what this life is about, taking the time to understand yourself, taking the time to give yourself that same love that you've always deserved from your inner child to who you are now. Thank you.
What has been your biggest failure?
If you are discriminated against, what can you do to stand up for yourself with pride? Once again, if you are discriminated against, what can you do to stand up for yourself with pride?
In hard moments, you must always rise above with elegance and class. You must teach others that it is not the way of violence that we fix things. It is with education. That starts at home. So if I'm discriminated against, I will stand up for myself with class. I will take myself out of the situation and try to escalate it with the authorities as measured. Thank you.
Thank you.
So proud of Hantam. I'm so proud of Miss Vietnam. I love her so much, and what a sisterhood. What a top three.
Very, very strong. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Of course. True beauty to me is authenticity. Majority of my life growing up, I've been told I was too much, too dark, too loud, too bold, too feminine. But eventually I learned to love myself exactly how I am, and I encourage and implore the rest of the world to understand there's only one you. So be the best you that you can be, because true beauty is loving yourself, staying true to yourself, and being full of authenticity. Cup with cup.
Wow.